So I recently found a quote by Miss Cicely Tyson, but I originally had heard the quote on an episode of Expeditiously with T.I. and Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry was telling the story about how he was on the plane with Miss Cicely Tyson and Ambassador Andrew Young, and he asked if they had any regrets about the civil rights movement, and she said, "My one regret is that I don't believe we left them enough to fight for." So when I saw the quote again, I was like, damn, she's right. And who she was talking about my generation. I'm talking about Generation X. I'm talking about Black Generation X. She doesn't believe that she left us enough to fight for. And because of that, because of we got comfortable, we were standing on the shoulders of the people that fought for us, that fought for the rights that we were able to navigate in the spaces that we've been navigating in for the last almost 50 years. We got so comfortable in those spaces that we forgot that the fight wasn't over with. We got so comfortable in those spaces that we waited for George Floyd to come along and for the Black Lives Matter movement to come along to go, oh, hey, we still need to be fighting. And as I was talking to a partner of mine right after when the Black Lives Matter movement started, I was telling him, I said, man, we the fight that these kids are out here fighting, they shouldn't be fighting this fight. This fight should be over with. We should have been fighting this fight a long time ago. If we had done what we needed to do, if our generation had done what we needed to do, these kids wouldn't be out here in these streets right now fighting. But here they are, out here in these streets fighting for something that they shouldn't be fighting for because we sat on our punk asses, resting on our laurels, resting on the shoulders of everything that the generation before us had done. And now here we are in another position, in another situation where we need to be fighting, and we've chosen not to fight. We've chosen to sit on our punk asses and not do anything. Now, by no means am I telling you that you need to be out in them streets. But what I am telling you is that every time somebody mentions a boycott, every time somebody mentions, hey, I'm going to boycott this particular thing, we're okay for a couple of days. We're okay for even a week. But we can't last longer than that. Back in August, I said I'm boycotting college football and pro football because I understood that there was a 4-month window that we could have broke the system. The billions and billions and billions of dollars that these two industries bring in. If you take your eyeballs off the game, if you take your money away from the game, you will be amazed at how people want to talk to you because the only thing that they understand, the only thing that moves the needle is money. That's all they care about. And so many people, oh man, I can't do that because it'll wind up hurting people. People will wind up losing their jobs. The 300, almost 400,000 black women have lost their jobs. That's collateral damage. People are losing their health care. That's collateral damage. People are losing their benefits. That's collateral damage. We're so busy worrying about the problems of millionaires and billionaires that we forget about the individuals who are just making ends meet. But it's our generation. Our generation, this fight is for our generation. Our generation needs to stand up and be accounted for because we can break the system. We've got the most potential, but yet we do the least with it. And it's time for Black Gen X to stand up and be accounted for. It's time for us to get off our punk asses and do what needs to be done. And by no means am I pointing the finger at you without pointing it at me, because I could be better. I'm doing my part, but there's more that I can do. But the one thing I don't want to hear is from people saying, man, it's going to hurt other people. It's already hurting other people. Other people are already losing. At some point in time, you got to understand in order for you to get something on the back end, you got to do something different on the front end. If you want something you've never had before, you got to be willing to do something you've never done before. And we haven't fought like we could fight. And I'm not talking to individuals who are in Black Gen X who have been on the front lines, because there's a lot that have been. But it's a hell of a lot of us that haven't been. There's a hell of a lot of us that have been sitting back, chilling like villains for the last 30, 40, 50 years. just a little something I want to say to all of you. I love you, and I pray that you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.